Congratulations. Now anybody under the sun can race the 250 class indefinitely.
What chance does a privateer have?
Welcome to Silver Crown.
What do you say to a factory ride?
Not entirely true. Hold all your 45 horses. They got rid of the point system, which I really like. The only way to point out of the 250 class is winning the series. And I'll get into it. This is crucial for them to make this change because the point system sucked because you had riders that were like, oh no, I don't want to point out. So they just pulled out of the series. It was the whole amateur deal of you're winning the B class and no, you don't want to advance to the A class for Loretta's. So you decide to pull over, let everybody win, but you still got the gate drop and the experience. At the professional ranks, you won't be able to do that anymore because it's only if you win a championship, therefore you're out. And if you're winning a championship, you're making decent money. I like this because then you're going to have essentially all champions in the 450 class. It's going to make guys not want to just jump into the 450 class because we all know that privateers would rather ride a big bike than a little bike because of purse money, etc. But if the 450 class, let's say 5-10 years from now, is just packed full of all 250 champions, well, you're not going to be able to qualify in the main event to make the difference in purse money. You might as well just race the 250 class, which is important. Now we just need to worry about the cost of the damn 250 bikes to keep them up and going. You know, if the cost was lower, you'd see more guys racing the 250 class. But I'm digressing a little bit. Let's get into the dealio. So if a rider, he can self-advance, that's great. Oh, these rules also stipulate that, hey, if you scored out with the old system from 2017 to 2022, you can't move down to the 250 class, which is sort of a bummer, but I like them putting that in there. And if we move on to E, AMA Supercross Regional Champions may defend the championship the following season with the following clarifications. Number one, champions may ride either region the following year, but can only compete with the number one plate in the defending region. That makes sense. You can't show up with the number one on West Coast if last year you won East Coast. You know, they got to put that in the rules. A rider that wins the 250 championship will be eligible to participate in the 250 class for a maximum of 4 years total. So the way I'm reading that is if you win in 2023, you can only race for a total of 4 seasons. So you can defend in 2024, 2025, you can try to do it again. 2026 is going to be your last year. By 2027, because you were a champion, you have to move to the 450 class, right? It puts a little bit more pressure on the 250 guys because I'm guessing only winners are going to move up to the 450 class with a factory ride, meaning that your last season should be the season that you win in order to have your stock be the highest so that good prospects of factory teams will want to put you on their team. All right. A, if a rider wins a 250 championship in their 4th or more season, that rider will be eligible to compete in the 250 class the following season only. And you're probably going, hey, Johnny, you said a maximum of 4 years. Well, this is stating, let's say you're just a rider that finishes top 10, you know, for 5 years in a row. And then on your 6th year, you all of a sudden win a 250 championship. You know, you're 38 years old, you win a 250 championship. Well, this rule states that the next season, even though it would be your 7th season, you can defend that championship, but the next year you're out of the 250 class, which is great because you are a champion now. And then a rider must earn at least 5 points to count as a season. That's going along with that whole kind of keep riders from sandbagging deal. So they're going to want to not even race if, say, they've got an injury or something because they don't want it to count as one of their maximum 4 years if they're already a defending championship. And then 3, a rider that wins the 250 championship will be eligible to participate in the 250 class for a maximum of 3 years total, regardless of what year they won their second title. Okay, so this is the only caveat or question that I have with this rule. If a rider wins the second championship in their 3rd year of the 250 competition, they will be ineligible for the 250 class. And so this right here is saying it doesn't matter when you win your second championship, you're only allowed to be there for 3 years total. So if you only win one, well, you can do 4 years. If you win two, it's 3 years. And then if you win any, in your 8th or plus year, you can only race one more and out. It gets a little confusing, but hopefully I'm doing a decent job explaining this. So this is kind of a bummer. Let's say a rider wins 2023, the 250 class in 2023. They defend in 2024, but they don't win. So they come back in 2025 and they win. Well, that's 3 years, and that's their second championship. So they cannot come back to defend that championship because they've basically pointed out because of the new rule. I like this rule. I wonder what you guys think of it as well. Please join the conversation below. I think this is good for the sport. Now we just need to work on making these bikes a little bit more affordable to race in the 250 class. So all the privateers start in the 250 class. They start making this actually, what they called the lights class, the semi-professional class before the premier class of 450s go. Johnny F. and Hopper, you're watching MX Unfiltered. Wah, 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 wah.